Hey, we're live. Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel, everybody. I'm Star. Thanks for joining me. And with me today is Bill. Somewhere. Sorry, we are a couple minutes late. Bill and I, we got on like half an hour early just to have FaceTime with each other. And then I was in the middle of a story and he's like, we're supposed to be live. And I'm like, it's okay.
That's what happens when you get two chatters going.
Yeah, but we were actually talking about our routines and processes. So we'll have more to tell you guys. So while we wait for some folks to come in, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. If you are new to the channel or you haven't already, please consider subscribing and check your subscription if you already are a subscriber, because YouTube does knock folks off all the time. You'll think you're subscribed to somebody and you're not. So just double check that. You can hit the bell and be notified when I put up videos, which is almost every day. Hit the thumbs up while you're watching or the thumbs down. I don't care. Just interact with the video. And, I have a Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can join us over there. Bill and David, his husband, have an Instagram, and I've put that in the description box for you. So follow them. I see a lot of familiar faces that have been around for a long time. Cheryl's here.
I can't respond.
Well, you can wave into the camera.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Cheryl.
Thank you for all the welcomes.
Jay is here. Hi, Michelle. Scott's here. Hey, Scott. How's it going? Mary McQueen. That's our Dave Ramsey friend.
Yes.
Matching purple. Yeah, your walls are purple. You match my curtains. Bill and his husband put those curtains up, by the way.
Actually, that's blue. Oh, it's purple. It's purple drywall on the back. That's what it is.
It's
and
so
it's blue
pretty.
wall. Thank you. Yes, we use curtains.
It looks like Monica and Rachel's apartment from Friends. They had the purple walls.
Yes. Oh, my daughter would love it. She loves it.
Speaking of, real quick, side note, all you other Friends lovers out there, they just came out with a limited edition International Delight flavor that is based on a flavor from the show. It's hazelnut mocha. And the bottle's purple, like the girls' apartment, and it has the Central Perk logo, and then the outline of all of the friends on the orange couch. So go get it. I'm going to go get two. But yeah, those curtains behind me, Bill and his husband put up. They put this desk together. They helped me and Keith move in when we came home.
That bed behind you?
Yeah, the bed behind me. The bookshelf Keith did on his own. Denise, I can't read. Hi. Denise is here. Morgan. Karen. Hey, everybody, welcome in. So today we're going to talk about goals and how to keep them like attainable. Because you can say, I'm going to list 100 things a day, and you're not going to list 100 things a day. And then you're going to feel disappointed, and then you're going to like feel discouraged. And you got to set goals that you can actually attain, but they have to be challenging. So you can't say I'm only going to list one thing a day and then go watch Netflix. You have to challenge yourself, but you have to find that balance of what's actually attainable. And then you need to find ways to keep yourself focused so that you achieve your goals. And when you find that you're struggling with your goals, take a step back and figure out why. Because one of two things is happening. You set goals that aren't attainable, and you're just going to keep failing and feeling bad. Or you set goals that are attainable, but you're doing something wrong in your processes. Your routines aren't right. The order you're doing things in. Maybe you need to rethink some things. All the time, I'll just take a step back and be like, why am I not getting this one easy Instagram post up every day? It's a goal. It's a post. What am I doing? Well, because in my mind, it was like, it has to be first thing in the morning. And then if I didn't get to it, I never did it. So I had to rethink the way I was thinking to do it later. And then we're going to talk a lot about Bill and David and how they achieve their goals, because their story is really inspiring. And I think everyone needs to hear it. Hey, Swimmerization is here.
The goal, not if you don't mind, real quick, I want to interrupt you. before I forget this. I was going through my Instagram and I found an business Instagram on a time box.
Do not use to-do lists. They time box. It's a technique Harvard Business ranked as one of the most effective productivity hacks. I'm going to show you how to time box with 3 simple steps. The first step is called brain dumping. It's a technique used by experts to formulate your thoughts on paper. We then identify the top 3 tasks for the day. This is to ensure you don't overlook vital objectives. And finally, we time box, which is where we assign each task a time. This is to give a visual representation of how much time you have to complete each task. If you sound interested in wanting to time box, click below.
Just an Instagram that came across that apparently all the big corporations and people use.
Well, I do something very similar in my bullet journal every day. I write down everything I need to do, and then I assess what is most important and make sure those get done. But also something, and I've mentioned this on the channel before, but it's super important and should be repeated. This is something my dad taught me. Always do the worst things first.
Yes.
Get the hardest things out of the way. Get the things that you don't want to do out of the way. Get anything that you would usually procrastinate or put off because it's an I don't want to. That's what I call them. Get your I don't want us out of the way. Do the grossest, horriblest, worst things first. We do shipping first thing every morning. And it's not just because our mail lady comes at 10:30 or 11, but I don't like to do shipping. So I like to get up and do it. It's my least favorite task.
We listen to Brian Tracy a lot and Jim Rohn, and I'll go through all that later. But Brian Tracy is the same kind of thing what you just said. Do the worst task first.
My dad always taught me that. Because I have a list of chores, like clean the dog poop first, because that's not fun. And then I like to vacuum. I'm weird. So I would do that last because it's soothing for people with anxiety, the lines and.
Sure. Well, photographing the jeans to get Dave started for the day. We're usually a day ahead, but if we're not, I usually have to do them in the morning, and I put it off, because it's usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours to photograph the amount of jeans he needs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking to myself, get down there at 9, knock it out 12. Now I got 12 to 6 to do whatever I want. But then I start doing this and this and this, and this goes to that. And next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock, and I didn't photograph his jeans. And so
that's why you got to have lists, folks. It's why you got to have a bullet journal. Why you got to have to-do lists. It's why you've got to have 50 million posties all over your room, everywhere. I've got another notebook over here.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty for about a week, and then I go off memory, and the paper works. The paper does.
I write I can even show you that today was filming day. So I literally wrote down every video I was going to film. So I'm not relying on my memory of what was I going to film. So I write down everything, and then you just assess and do your most important, and your, like Cheryl says, eat the frog.
Sure. You want the story from the very beginning, or how do you want to do this?
Somebody created their first bullet journal.
Yay.
Okay, so yeah, I like vacuuming and I like folding laundry, but I can't do the laundry because of my back. So Keith does it, and we fold it together, and we watch the show. Maybe that's why I like it. Dave
makes the bed every day, and then I end the day by I'll clean the kitchen. That's like, the kitchen's clean. I feel like I had a completed day.
That's what one of Fly Lady's teachings, to shine your sink at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Wipe it down. We're going to get to your story in just a second. So Keith and I do this weird thing. We each make our own half.
Okay.
So every Saturday we change the sheets. We have 2 sets of sheets, so we can pull the old ones off, put the clean ones on. And by the next week, those ones will have been ran through the laundry and they're ready to be put back on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when I get out of bed, he's either still sleeping or not ready to get up. And we had this talk just before we came on, which is part of why we were late. I get up around 7:30. Believe it or not, you guys, the insomniac is sleeping. Apparently PA is good for me, but I wake up around 7:30, or I get out of bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I take my shower. And then we have a vanity in the bedroom where I can sit and make this happen while he gets in the bathroom and does his thing. So I usually just make my half, and then when he gets up, he makes his half.
And you know, it's funny, they say making your bed before you leave the room is the best thing to do, because if you have a, pardon my expression, shitty day, you come home, at least your bed's made.
Well, it also gives you something that you can do first thing in the morning that you can, it's a task that you can cross off your list.
And it makes it look like you accomplished something.
You're accomplishing something first thing in the morning by making your bed. The feet hit the floor, you make your bed. And that's part of Fly Lady's teaching too, and part of her baby steps. You shine your sink before you go to bed, and you make your bed first thing in the morning. They teach you that in the military too with the bed. It's an accomplishment. It's something you can do first thing in the morning. And plus, Keith and I are warthogs, or whatever you call them, warthogs. Okay. We roll around, the sheets get messed up. If we didn't make it every day, by the end of the week, the fitted sheet would be off. Like, we have to fix it every day in order for us to get back in at night. I'm one of those burrito wrapper rollers. But yeah, he makes his half, I make my half. And then once a week we make it together when we change the sheets and everything. But he gets up later than me, so. But yeah, I always, I do recommend that. Make your bed first thing in the morning, and make sure before you go to bed that all your dishes are either washed and put away, or at least in the dishwasher, even if you're not going to run it. If your sink is clean, you make your bed, you go down for your coffee, and the sink is clean, it starts your day off in the right mindset. Mm-hmm. There's no dirty kitchen. Yep. There's no dishes in the sink. Everything's pretty and neat to start your day.
Yep.
So, Bill.
Yes.
I want everyone to hear how you and David went from working at a publisher full-time to reselling full-time, but also taking vacations all the time and not having any debt or house payments anymore. I mean, your story is so amazing.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I am 61 years old. I come from a divorced marriage. We're best friends with my ex. Struggled raising kids, struggled to pay the bills, struggled. My dream was to have an online business. So I was working at Donnelly at the time, which is a print company that does like the coupons that you see in your newspaper and Time Magazine and all that kind of stuff. I was walking, one of the lines I was working at, we got chatting, and Flipping Daddy, which you've had on the show.
I think he's in the chat. Is Danny here?
Is Danny here? No, he's working. We'll get to that another day. But he got talking about eBay. And it's something I did many, many years ago. I had a little side hustle. My daughter was like 6 years old. I used to go to what's Cowtown out in Jersey. I'm out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm originally from Delaware County, and Cowtown was only like 30 minutes away. So one Saturday, like at Christmas Eve, I drove down there and I was selling these little trinkets for like $3 or $4. They were little crystal animals and stuff. And we got a parking spot. That's all I had. That's how busy it was. And we made so much money that day, and my daughter was excited. And so that's where it really started. And then that led to meeting someone to go into a weekend farmer's market. We started with 2 folding tables, which I built that over 3-4 years into a 10x10 store selling mystical dragons and stuff like that. I kind of stretched it because 2008, when the economy went to shit. Excuse me for saying that.
You could say that. I think I just said that in a pre-recorded video, Dave. The economy's in the shitter.
And I stayed too long, but everything went on the back burner. Fast forward to speaking to Dan, the light bulb went back on. I started watching a couple of videos for like 6-8 weeks to learn the business, see what it's all about, because I've been out of it. I sold on eBay many years ago, but not like it is today. Took $20, went over to the thrift store. I bought a couple things, but I remember Friends trivia game, $2.94. I remember what it was.
See, nowadays you'd have to give that to me.
And put it on Macari. I don't even think I was on eBay yet. Put it on Macari, and on the way to work, we sold it for $25. So from that, I opened up the eBay store 2018, I think it was. Matter of fact, it was either 17 or 18. It'll be 5 years, I think, the 14th of this month. Right?
I think because Keith started on his own in 16.
Then I must have started in 17.
I got injured in March of 17, and I didn't start my YouTube till 18, but it'll be 5 years for me in March.
Okay. And then,
believe it or not, I feel old. Like I've been doing this forever.
and then the spare bedroom, which you guys stayed in, that was what I had, and everything was thrown in the corner because there was nothing much there. And then Dave kind of helped organize it. In the meantime, there was a yard sale in the neighborhood, and my neighbor got talking to her, had a Facebook where you can sell and trade and everything. And she knew somebody that she got secondhand stuff from the storage unit. She had a Brothers printer in the box. We sold that for $75 to Jersey, and Dave was like on board with that. And he bought me a photo table and everything, and it got down to where we are today.
And then he started doing it with you.
Started doing it with me. That's when I met you, and you introduced me to Dave Ramsey. And then,
Well, I didn't personally introduce. I wish I knew him personally.
You mentioned his name to us.
Yes, I did. I introduced you to his philosophies.
Yes, and then I started listening to him for like at least 9 months, and then Dave started getting on board. In the meantime, we were working second shift, 4 to midnight, and sometimes we'd do 12 to 12. And on our off time, we would take whatever money we were making from selling on eBay and leaving in a separate account, and then we would go thrifting together and be in the store sometimes till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and only have an hour before I have to get to work, learning and scanning and learning and scanning. And then that was September of 2019. Yeah, Dave quit to work the business full time because I
quit first.
Yes, because I get a pension from my job, so my part time plus my pension, we were good.
Mm-hmm.
He could quit. In the meantime, we were working Dave Ramsey also. So all this was like all molding together. And then when COVID hit, we had all our debt paid off but the house by working part-time. My children didn't really care for me in the summer of 2020, 2019, because I was working my butt off to pay all my bills.
Mm-hmm.
We never, ever charged anything in the business, although we did take a little bit of a family loan, and we paid that back. That's when Dave quit, just to give us like 6 months of comfort,
Mm-hmm.
because we hadn't built our emergency fund yet. So we built our emergency fund, was able to pay them back, and since the end of 2020, we've been no debt running this company.
So when did you quit? Tell us.
I quit COVID. I quit April of 2020.
That's when.
For the part-time job that I was making, the money, it wasn't worth me being in the building. I went full
Actually,
time.
Keith was just irony working out. 2 weeks. He put his 2 weeks notice in because we built our emergency fund. My story's different. You know, I got disabled and I sink or swim. I couldn't work. Mm-hmm. This was it. Mm-hmm. It was Keith's business, so I took it over, and we really worked hard to build an emergency fund and enough money that he could quit his job. Mm-hmm. And then he went in and put his 2 weeks in, and the very next day was when they shut everything down. It was like serendipitous, man. It was meant to be.
You guys were all excited about going full time, and then they shut things down. Well,
we would have laid him off anyway. And then we had no death pile. Do you remember that? We had just gotten rid of our death. Oh my God. The things, but yeah, so David quit in November 19.
Yeah, September 9. Yeah, it was those 4 months, somewhere around 19, the end of 19.
I hope y'all can't hear that.
Somewhere around the end of 19.
Keith's in the bathroom next door taking a shower, and the pipes in the wall are pretty loud. But
I got a heater going.
Take a shower on your own time, not when I'm live. No, we're going out to dinner after this. So.
Oh, good.
We're going to Wahlburgers.
Good. Yeah, I just shut my heater off. You can probably hear me better. But
so okay, back to the point. And then you quit
in April 2020.
Then you're debt free.
All but the house.
The house was paid off. I thought you guys wrote the check for the mortgage.
No, that didn't happen until just this past summer.
No, but now you are. I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're freaking me out. I'm like, I saw a picture of the check when you paid the house off.
I apologize. As of I thought you were referring to then. Yes, we are debt free. We owe nobody nothing. Everything in the house, even our inventory, is paid for.
Your cars, your inventory, your house, everything.
The inventory, everything.
The trailer you used for vacation.
We no longer have.
You sold
because we were going to buy a new trailer, and Dave and I sat down and talked about it, and realized it was 2 weeks after we got married that he quit. Okay, there you go. He just texted me. 2 weeks after we got married, he quit. But anyway, we sat down and decided, we did it on paper, and we decided that the truck that we buy would buy the camper, where the camper would be an expense to go travel.
Mm-hmm.
So we chose to, instead of putting the money into the trailer, we put it into the camper. Or I'm sorry, instead of the trailer, we bought the truck.
Right.
And now we just go every so often to the campground. Because it was more of a cost than it was.
So you guys make decisions like that is what I want them to notice.
Yes.
You sold stuff. You made sacrifices. You made sure your debts were paid off. You made sure you had your emergency fund.
Yes.
When you guys got married, you got married in your backyard.
Yes.
You didn't spend a lot of money. I was supposed to go, but I had a migraine. Oh my God.
The bummer.
Those are almost a thing of the past too, these new meds. But
we still do the envelope. We still do the envelope system. Matter of fact, I was just telling you off air. We just combined our phone with our cable, but got rid of cable and kept internet. So we're getting a gig speed of internet and 2 phones with taxes for $150, which we're saving a little over $200 a month, which now go into our IRA.
We need to do that. We want to roll we're with T-Mobile, but if we roll our phones into, holy crap, what is it here? Xfinity?
Yeah.
For internet?
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to give us a special deal, but I'm almost ready for my upgrade. So I want to upgrade my phone with T-Mobile because we're on the grandfather clause. So we get new Galaxies every time they come out with one.
Oh, nice.
So then we'll go. But yeah, whenever you can bundle, you guys, and take a look. Let me just give this little bit of the monetary advice, okay? Take a look through your subscriptions and your memberships and shit can. Don't pardon my language, because you need to shit can it.
Yep.
You need to get rid of it. How many people have memberships to gyms they don't use?
Mm-hmm.
I had a subscription to this exercise thing I never used. And you know what? I said, I'm canceling it. And I spent a couple $100 on Black Friday on a nice treadmill. And I'm actually using that every night. And it was a one-time expense. So think like that. Like, can you get rid of some of your subscriptions or memberships that you're not using? Can you replace them with something that's more useful and will save you money in the long run? I like the treadmill because I can get on it every night and watch a movie, walk for an hour. You know?
The other problem too is how easy this is with Apple Pay, and you just don't realize, like you said, Dave was going through the bills the other day and we found 3 subscriptions that I didn't even realize that I was paying for, but it's because of this. You know, you download the app and it's a 3-day trial and you forget, now you're getting charged because your card's on file or whatever.
Yes. Man, and we have like Paramount Plus because back when Picard came out, we got the trial for Paramount so we could watch the show. We forgot to cancel it. And it was just rolled in with our Prime, which we do want our Amazon Prime. Clearly, that's a good subscription to have. You get same day shipping, next day shipping, free shipping, and they have a lot of good TV shows you can stream and movies. But the Paramount was just kind of like rolled in with it, so we weren't noticing it.
PG.
Do yens? Can I tell you all? I actually said yens last weekend, and I was mortified. I say y'all because my whole family's Southern. But Keith's whole family is originally from here. I mean, they date back. They worked at Heinz and stuff. But we were at his grandparents' house, and I don't know what we were talking about, but I said we were having champagne. It was New Year's. Everybody's being silly. And I said, yens, how many more of the champagne? And then I went, oh my gosh, I said yens. I meant y'all. And his grandmother goes, y'all.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, if you can do this, Dave Ramsey, and if you can, how do they do it? If you're willing to change it, your life is going to change, and that's what it is. You have to want to do it, and it's the hardest thing to do And I struggled, like I said, I'm 61. I struggled all the way up till I was 57, and it's been the best 3-4 years of my life right now because I go to that mailbox and it's nothing but junk. You know, you're not getting the phone calls, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and so there's a saying that I wake up with every morning, and it says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dream."
I like that.
And then the other one, Dave found it in one of the thrift stores. It's actually on the steps coming down. And then I wrote down that oh shoot, now I'm gonna forget it.
I have to add here, David and Bill are two of the most positive people I've ever met in my life.
We try to be.
And they're so polite. They're like, we're so close. I consider you guys family.
Thank you.
But when Bill's at my house, he's like, "Ma'am, excuse me," and I'm like, "Don't say please and thank you in my house, mother effer."
This is another one. If you do what's easy, your life is hard, and if you do what's hard, your life will be easy. Les Brown.
Yes.
Followed him. Jim Rohn. These are just some of the stuff up on the wall.
Okay, so let's talk about the wall.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a picture of it. I wish I got a picture of it.
So they took their dining room because they don't use their formal dining room, and they turned it into this motivational, positive. They have framed positive sayings like that all over. It's like a whole separate room. I mean, think of a formal dining room. But they don't eat in there, so they turned it into this. They kind of work in there. There's an office. You're gonna go get a picture, and they have these motivational sayings all over the wall, but they also have all of their goals. It's so amazing. When they were working to pay off their debt, Bill's not even here to hear me brag on him, but they had all these poster boards. And in case you're curious, yes, I go to their house quite often. They come to mine. But he had poster boards, or the two of them, had poster boards all down these walls with their monetary goals and what debts they wanted to pay off and how they were going to work towards them. They had their listing goals, their sourcing goals, and just all these charts. I'm talking about, remember when you had your debt chart on the wall as you were paying off your debt?
Yeah, where that picture is, and pardon for but where that picture is where our big paperwork was, and that's just some of the same.
Yeah, where that picture is in the middle, it used to be this big graph of their debt as they were paying it off, that they could visibly see their goal every single day and keep track of their accomplishments. Because you guys, seeing your goals, having a visible ability to see those goals and your progress in the goals is so super important. Because you can see that you're making progress and you're not just spinning your wheels. Mm-hmm. You can feel good about yourself. Scott says it's your business command control center. I always just thought of it as the motivational room because there's so much stuff on the walls about motivation.
Yeah. This is the other one that I like. And I said this every morning on the way to the flea markets. And even when I go to auctions or we're going out thrifting, I radiate success and I prosper everywhere I turn. Louise Hay, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she does all these different sayings of the day. Or just keep yourself motivated with different sayings and stuff. So, but
Gary V said something the other day that really, I hope I took a screenshot. Cheryl says she likes your motivational daily quotes.
Brian Tracy says something too. Write your goals down like you said. And then he says read them in the morning and then read them right before you go to bed.
Yes, but keep them where you can see them all
day long. Because this one here.
If you're feeling really froggy, you can do, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. You can do the vision boards too.
Yeah. Now this one here I have written down, and I did it actually New Year's Day. I did this, and then I made a copy, and it's hanging up on the bulletin board down here.
Aren't they cute? Bill and David are some of the most positive people. Sometimes it chokes me, the sweetness.
I started this in 2020, and I laminated them. And I sometimes forget to read this, sometimes don't. But Louise Hayes said that you should always put in the presence of having something. So like this I changed, as you can see, this one last year I changed to I have. But
I like that. See,
Yeah.
I just keep the bullet journals. So
Yeah, she always talks about putting in everything into already having it. So,
this is like, this list gets carried over every year, and it's supposed to be my daily tasks.
okay.
So I have daily tasks, and then I have different tasks for each day.
Mm-hmm.
And I write them in pencil because life changes.
Yes.
So I may have written down here on Wednesday that this is my grocery day, but life changes. Something could happen that Keith and I would switch that to Thursdays. So then I could just erase it and move it.
Mm-hmm.
But everything is always written in pencil because I like to keep my bullet journals for the whole year. And if I have to erase something and move it around. But this is the cleaning list I told you I got from Fly Lady that I've been keeping up with. I've been cleaning for 15 minutes a day, except for Fridays and Sundays. And so I don't have like the laminated sheets, I guess was my point, like you, but I have books that I can go back.
Okay.
So I have a book for every year. I'm pulling one out. This was last year's. I'm still keeping her around. But you saw the bin that we put down in the garage of all my old bullet journals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I keep them.
Well, the other thing too is if you're going to write goals down, they tell you. Well, we listen to Brian Tracy a lot. He speaks big corporations and CEOs and stuff about how to run businesses successful. But they always say to put in precisely what you want that to be. Just like Louise Hay says, if you want to be successful and have a goal, write yourself a check of what you want to get paid. So
it's like manifesting.
Yeah, so I actually have a blank check sitting here for $4,500 for every month to go into the business. And that's what I did here is I actually broke down what I wanted to sell each platform. So like Macari was 5, Etsy's 8, Poshmark's 30, and we want to do 60 on eBay to have a goal of hit $100,000 in gross sales. So, and then I have like exercise every day, read for 30 minutes, which I really have to work on.
Oh, someone asked me, I think she just left to go list. Karen, if you're still here, if anybody else gives a crap, Keith and I had a business meeting this morning, just discussing, we do this every week, sometimes twice a week, but we try to sit down for at least an hour a week and on a morning after we do shipping.
Okay.
And just discuss how our sales, what do you think we can do better? Is there something else we can source? Is there a better way to source? Are there more places to source? And we break, if we decide we need to look for more remote places, then he gets a list. He'll get on his to-do list, find remote places, and then he gives me the list, and then I have to put it on my list to call the places. But we talk at least once a week. When the weather's nice, we actually do it when we walk.
Okay.
He doesn't like the treadmill. He says it's unnatural, and I'm like a hamster. He's like, you and your hamster can just get on your wheels together and walk. So he won't do the treadmill, but I think that's so funny because she's running on her wheel and I'm walking. But when the weather's nice, we like to go for like an hour walk every night after dinner. And so once a week, we would take that walk time to talk about the business. But right now it's cold, so we're having our meetings inside. But you can do this even if you don't have a partner. So like I have Keith and Bill and David for partners. But even if you work alone, this is going to sound absolutely crazy insane. Even if you work alone, you need to have a business meeting once a week.
Sure.
So you either need to do something. Trish is doing a new, what are they calling it? Mega meetings of the mind or something. I'm going to look it up.
Dave actually wanted to get something like that started.
Well, Trish is doing it now on Listing Party.
Okay.
The mastermind call, daily accountability, will be at 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's kind of early for the East Coast because it'll be 6 for them. But she's doing, and you don't have to go every day. You can go whenever you want. But go to something like that where you can tell people in a public forum, these are my goals. This is what I'm doing. But you should be sitting around with yourself. If you don't have a partner, by yourself, at least an hour a week, and doing what me and Keith do verbally when we talk to each other. And you can do it with pen and paper and make your plans. But you should be reviewing how your business is going at least every week. What's working? what isn't working, how can I fix what isn't working, and why is what working so well, and how can I implement that elsewhere. I had a point with this. Oh, one of our big goals for this year is to get up to 5,000 active listings. So we want to see, we have our goals. We say we're going to list this many every day. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But we want to realistically see how much we actually do list a day. So we're going to keep track of that for the next month. Because things happen. You can say, I'm going to list 40 to 50 items a day, but what about Wednesdays when we go to Salvation Army and the grocery store? There's less time. What about the days where his grandparents call and they need help with their groceries, or his grandmother needs me to go help her clean something? Like, it's not a perfect world, right? So we wrote down today exactly how many active we have on eBay. And in 30 days from now, we're going to check and see how many we have up and then add in our sales, right? To see how many we're actually growing each month, to see how long it's going to take us to get to 5,000.
Okay.
So we have 2,300 active. We were at 1,800 in Florida. So woo-woo!
We had a goal of hitting 3,000 by the end of the year. And we had some rough months in the middle of the year. And actually, believe it or not, the day before Christmas Eve, we were at 3,300 listings, or 3,001 listings. I'm sorry, 3,001 listings. We got over 3,000 by the end of the year.
You said New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve?
I'm sorry, Christmas Eve.
Cool.
By the end of the year, we wanted to be at the 3,000, and we got there.
That's awesome. So I want to be at 5,000 by May for my birthday.
Okay.
So we're hoping we can do it by April, but we were talking this morning and we're like, we have to be more realistic. We're aiming for 40 a week, but we have to make sure we're sourcing that much. We also have to account for the fact that you can't always do.
Yeah.
Things happen. Life is not perfect, and we don't beat ourselves up. If I get 5 items up because I was busy doing something else, I got 5 items up today.
And I want to correct myself. That was the end of the year. It was New Year's Eve. Well, like yesterday, we were out running errands. I didn't get home till 1, 2 o'clock. I was still able to come down here, photograph, and get listed like 10 or 13 items yesterday.
But that's also something else I preach about your processes, people, and I talk about this when I talk about routines. Put all your errands in one day if you can.
Yep.
That way there's one day that you've shit on and you can't get everything done. But the rest of the week, you can be productive. There's a couple of questions I keep wanting to come back to in the chat. So let me do that real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Someone didn't know that I lived in Pittsburgh, and someone didn't know I left Florida, apparently. We moved back to Pittsburgh. Well, for the people that are new to the channel, I'm originally from Tucson, but I've lived in North Carolina, Arizona. I've lived on the other side of PA near Bill. I've lived everywhere. Have moved across the country like 8 times in my lifetime because I love moving across the country. Anyway, I had been in actual Pittsburgh since 2014, and then we left in 2021 and we went to Florida, and for many reasons we ended up back here, the biggest one being family. We got back here 2 days before his grandfather's big surgery, and his grandmother's in a wheelchair, so they needed a lot of help, and we were here for that. And Bill does not live in Pittsburgh. No. Bill and David live near Lancaster.
Yes. We're an hour from Harrisburg.
So they live 4.5 hours across the country.
4.5 hours. Yeah.
But we visit each other.
Yep. And then my children are out in Delaware County. It's about an hour and a half from here.
Yeah, but we visit each other, and we go on trips together too. So we went to FlipCon together. We went to Boston together.
It was fun.
They're my peeps. One other thing. I need to do a plug real quick and make some money. Someone says you need to do a polo book. Well, guess what? Just last Friday, I dropped our brand new for 2023 guides. We have a clothing guide, a jeans guide, and a plush guide. There is a video I put out if you want to learn more about them, but they basically have charts with sell-through rates and average sell prices on like hundreds of brands. So you could be at the thrift store and go, hey, I found a pair of Judy blue jeans. Let me look at Star spreadsheet. Oh, these have a really good sell-through rate and a high average selling price. This is something I want to source. Or you find a Beanie Baby and you look at the plush guide and you decide that this is poop. So we do have one specific to jeans. It also teaches you how to tell the style, the wash, the rise, men's from women's, all kinds of really great stuff. It has a Levi specific guide and a pricing guide. The clothing guide is just a spreadsheet. And then the plush guide has myths, FAQs, all kinds of great stuff. Each guide individually is $24.99. But I'm running a sale right now where you can get all three for like $32. So I guess I should put the link in, huh? You can always go to flippinhippos.com. That's our website. And then under the training guides. But I'm going to put the link into the bundle of all three. It's going to tell you that it's $64.97, right? But you just put in code flippinhippos and it will take 50% off. And you'll get all three for $32. We did the sale last weekend when I dropped it, but I had a lot of emails this week. I missed the sale. So if I'm putting it back on for this weekend, so you can get all three. And let me see if there's anything else real quick. Because oh gosh, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Hi. Welcome in.
Robert's in the chat.
Robert doesn't matter.
Hi, Robert. How are you?
He was on here live last week. He's fine.
Come to FlipCon because I don't think we're making it to Vegas again. It's not in our budget.
I'm going to try to do both again, but we'll see.
Real quick, I just wanted to give you a list of people that I listen to. Well, obviously, Dave Ramsey led us to Les Brown. It's just a
Robert, my ass. I'm sorry, Robert. Robert's a turd.
Such a rabbit hole this stuff can take you down too. So from that, we went from Les Brown to Jim Rohn.
Mm-hmm.
From Jim
and that's
Rohn,
what we were listening to on the drive to Salem, right?
Yes. And from Jim Rohn, we went to Brian Tracy, which he's all about business and how to run your business and stuff. These guys, I'm telling you, look these guys up. We've been listening to them for 3-4 years, and we still don't get this crap. And then we still don't get this information. And then we'll listen to it and say, now I understand it. Because they'll tell you, you got to listen to stuff like 20, 30 times before it kind of like clicks in, especially if you're stubborn like me.
Yes, I want to tell you something. That made me think of something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm interrupting McGucky. But I got this really nice comment today on Instagram, and I read it to Keith at lunch, and that reminded me. So someone, True Blue Bus, commented on one of my Instagram. You know him. So I do positive posts every morning, just like Bill. And someone commented this morning, I just wanted to let you know that your post about how routines drive productivity finally sunk in. It's weird how you can hear stuff like that all day long, and then just one day it's an eye-opener. I'm the least consistent procrastinating person ever, and I don't know why, but I need a reseller like you. So thanks for your content.
Cool. Well, Jim Rohn has a little comment in there that most people have that safe, and it's a 4-digit or 5-digit combination, and they're just missing that one combination that's going to make everything go into place. And it's going to take time. We've been 5 years at this, and I think I'm very proud of what I look around here and come in here every morning and just sometimes want to cry because it's just amazing that this was just a pile of clothes in the corner. And my neighbor the other day called me and he says, oh, it looks like you had Christmas morning over there. Obviously it was a weekend. We had 41 packages go out from Friday to Monday because the post office was closed.
Mm-hmm.
But even, they say you want to be like a tree in the forest. You don't want people to hear you.
Well, sometimes I get like that too. Like I come in my office and I sit down and I'm just like, this is my life.
Yeah.
Like I get emotional, but I come in my office and I sit down and I'm like, this is my life. There's nobody I have to ask permission from to go to the bathroom or get up for lunch.
I don't know how many times a day I go in and see Dave's up on the 3rd floor. But how many times I just go up and just give him a hug and just say, thank you it's just amazing. Like you said, I open up my curtain every morning and see people driving to work. And I'm like, I'm going to work in about 10 steps.
Yes, I love it. I work up on the 3rd floor too. Keith works on the 2nd.
But it's not for everybody either, Star. Not everybody.
Not everybody has the motivation or the work ethic, but
Exactly. And
for me, it's every day. Don't think I don't understand how blessed I am. Every day, at least a couple times a day, I have that moment of clarity where it hits me. Like I'm like, I think I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat lunch, and I'll be halfway down the stairs. Like, this is my life. I just decided I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna do it because I can. Or when I started planning out for FlipCon, they dropped the dates, by the way.
Oh, good.
So I was putting it here. I put it in my bullet journal, August 9th through 12th.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna
and I was just like, this is so great. I can just say I'm just gonna go do this, and I don't have to ask anybody. Like, I don't know.
9th through 12th?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, we're all over that. I'll see you there.
Oh yeah.
We'll drive down though.
If you're gonna drive,
all right.
I want to go with you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because last year I flew alone, and then there and Vegas, which is fine. I'm a big girl.
We are definitely driving. We are definitely driving. We know that.
If you're driving, I'll hitch a ride with you and pay for half the gas or something.
We'll figure it out. So I just wanted to go over some statements I heard this morning. I listened to Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn has about a 2-hour. It's Drone. I'm sorry. I keep saying it wrong. It's ROHN. Jim Rohn. And he has like a 2-hour video, but obviously, like everybody else, they break things down. So he says that there are there's four that he uses 4 things like he does the seasons in selling. And one is learn how to handle the winners. When things go wrong, learn to handle and respect. They always follow progression. Oh, I'm sorry. Learn to handle recession because they always follow progression.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is get stronger, wiser, better. You don't have to change the seasons, but you change yourself. And then number 2 is take advantage of the spring. Spring calls for opportunity. So you just kind of like put this in perspective, like the 4 quarters of our business. And then number 3 is learn how to take care of the crops in the summer. Because we all get to that point where and the nice weather comes along and you just feel like going out every day. Next thing you know, things aren't getting done. So, and number 4 is learn how to, I can't read my own handwriting.
Were you a doctor in your former life?
Probably. Learn how to cope with the fall without complaint.
Fall's my favorite. I have to learn how to cope with the summer.
Right. And then don't wish it was easier, which is the same thing pretty much Les Brown says, wish you were better. And the other thing he says, in order to change things, you have to change. And that's basically what all this stuff is that we listen to is everybody talks about, oh, this, that, and the other thing, and my life is this and my life is that. But if you let go of what we're taught is to let go of the past. So like yesterday happened, like I was telling you offline, it happened. It's over with. Today's a new day. You get to start a whole new thing. And the future is what you can look forward to. So basically all you have is today and what's to come.
Yes.
All this stuff that happened back here, you can't go back and change it no matter what you do.
There's an episode of Friends where Phoebe says, it happened in the past and you can't be mad about the past. And I always think about that because, like, I mean, she's right. She's a little floofy and flighty or whatever Phoebe is, but she's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm mad about the past sometimes.
And then we listen to Gary Vee. I listen to once in a while. And there's a new guy that I just started listening to, and I don't have his name in front of me. But he, again, down this rabbit hole. But
this is why Bill and David are positive people, because they sit and listen to these motivational speakers all day while I'm either putting Friends on in the background or true crime and murder.
Not all the time.
You do murder.
No, but I'm saying the positive all day. I give myself, I got to get back into it.
Wait, he doesn't do murder. Bill, you do murders.
I watch I try to do, and I'm getting back into it, at least a half an hour first thing in the morning. Because they said the first 20 minutes, what you put in your brain is going to affect the way your day goes. So if you pick up a newspaper and read about murder and the politics and all, your day's going to be lousy.
I put Friends on first thing because it's my comfort show and it makes me happy.
So
it really makes me. It's like coming home to Friends. What does David call your true crime time?
During the day, I am ID channel death, murder, kill, as Dave calls it.
Yeah. So when Bill goes down to the basement and turns on his true crime, David calls it his death, murder, kill.
Yeah.
And I do these dot paintings. It's a craft where you put these little dots. And I listen to true crime, and Keith calls that my dots and murder. Are you doing your dots and murder?
There's one. There's
death,
one
murder, kill.
called sex, murder, and what is it? I forget what it is. That's the ones I listen to. Now I'm watching these married murder mysteries.
So I'm doing a new thing on Listening Party.
Okay.
It'll be Fridays at 3:00 starting on Friday the 13th next week.
Ooh.
It's gonna call True Crime and List. We're gonna all stream the same True Crime and List at the same time on a Zoom call.
I don't know. I know it's horrible, and I really, really feel bad for people that have this loss in their lives. But I guess it's just I want to know what they're what thinking gets them to do what they do.
They don't have the same brains as we do.
I'm coming from the positive side of life, and these guys are coming from a very, very dark, negative side of life, and it's just.
I could get into a whole another hour of conversation on that because I'm in another life. I would have been an FBI profiler.
Okay.
In another life, I would have been a psychologist, and I would have worked for the FBI, and I would have worked with the serial killers, because I don't make them into heroes. Like people say, don't turn them into heroes, and don't. No, I don't. But they fascinate me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the fact, is it nurture? Is it nature?
Mm-hmm.
What? And for them, murdering someone and leaving them on the side of the road is as nonchalant as us throwing the trash away. Or it doesn't. In here, it's not. I could talk for hours. I really do need a true crime podcast and a cooking show.
I just watched the Bernie Madoff story on Netflix. They are comparing him to a serial killer, but only in the financial side.
Yeah. Oh, there's a good one on Hulu.
I just watched the one on Netflix. It's a 4-part series.
You need to watch The Suitcase Killer.
But I think I started watching that. I think I watched it. I got so many shows I'm watching.
So anyway, if you want to come on Fridays, you have List Perfectly.
Getting off the topic, if there's any questions and everything, I know we got way off topic, but
it's fine. It's a live show. I mean, it's what happens when I'm alone on a live show. I can stay on topic and read my little list and talk to people. When you have guests on, it happens. I mean, if y'all were watching List Perfectly's live show today, Trish lost her hair. She's gonna kill me.
Oh wow! Let me give you a quick. It's going to be the computer, so let's see if I can do this real quick. All right, so I don't know if we can see this or not. That's one side of the bins, and that's F.
I see a gnome.
Yeah, we got lots of them.
And frogs.
Yes. J, and then we have over this side. A is out in the hallway. Remember I was telling you earlier that we made all this hard goods? They used to all be shoes. So, because we switched our business over to hard goods, so now our shoes are in tubs, and then we have some up there, and then this is more. So we got B, C, D, E is here, and then it's F, G, H, I, half a J, the other half a J, and then we have K through O upstairs, and that's our shipping. So, and that's my staging area for when I do all my hard goods.
All right, I'm gonna pull a winner real quick, Bill.
Yeah, go for it.
And then after I pull the winner, we're gonna talk quickly about what we're doing this weekend, because I like to encourage folks to take time off on the weekends. It's super important that you're not always working. And then you're gonna leave us with one last wise thing. So think about what your wise thing is gonna be.
Okay.
I gotta share my screen. Somebody's getting a month free of List Perfectly. Who's it gonna be? Da-na-na-na-na. Why is this not working? Uh-oh. Look at this. Guess what?
What's that?
Remember when I lost the internet?
Yeah.
And then it reconnected?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it stopped collect. Oh, there we go. I got it. I got it to recollect the comments. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Who's winning a free month of List Perfectly? Dun, da, da, da. Well, I can't win.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
That's funny. I'm not allowed to win. It pulls from your comments. You know what I mean? All right. Let's pull another one. Do do do. Are you kidding me right now?
Happened again.
We're gonna try it one more time. If it pulls me a third time, then I am meant to be the winner, and I'll give it away in my group over the weekend, like I did last weekend for Jay giving hers away. Da-na-na-na-na. Do not pull me again. Morgan P. Morgan P. Why am I yelling? Morgan P. You win. Woo, woo, woo. I won twice. Remember that. I want my 2 free months, Clara. I better buy a lottery ticket, right? Morgan P. If you are in the chat or if somebody knows her, let her know she needs to send me her email address so I can send her along to Tiffany and get her free month of List Perfectly. Bill.
Yes.
What you doing this weekend?
We are heading down to Virginia for Christmas because we did Christmas with my family up here, and we decided that after the holidays would be a lot easier with traveling and everything. So we leave tomorrow morning, have Christmas Sunday, and we're back home Monday and back to work Tuesday.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
We're going to Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's tonight. I know, I love going to Dave & Buster's. I'm such a geek. I'll try to get some videos for Instagram, but I love Dave & Buster's like a child. And they're right next to each other. So next time you come, I always take you to Burgatory.
Yes.
We'll take you to Wahlburgers, and we're going to do Dave & Buster's.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds
and
good.
we actually live closer to it now because there's a back road from the new place. And you can get there in like 15 minutes, and it's in the same there's outlet stores too. Ooh.
Oh, great.
We could source.
Hey, I'm all over it. You know how many times we travel and I say to Dave, like, we'll be going to another state or something. Oh, come on, let's just stop. We're like, well, we have too much room in the car. We can't get it home. So that's another reason we bought the van. That's something we want to try.
So Robert is doing his first Whatnot show, everybody. I got approved in October and never did nothing with it. So go to Robert's. We're gonna go out tonight, and then tomorrow we're just gonna chill, take the day off, and Sunday we got a source because that's our 99-cent day. Mm-hmm. And then we spend the day with his grandparents.
Okay. Yeah, when Dave gets back, we're gonna get back into our routine. I do auctions.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
I do auction every other week. I'll be doing an auction Monday night, Tuesday, and then he goes every Tuesday. We have $2 Tuesday up here, and he goes out for about 8 hours. Tries to come home with at least 125 jeans. It's kind of tough sometimes. But
yeah, we're trying to source like realistically, we need 200 to 250 just to list to grow to 5K.
Okay.
But you got to replace what you're selling.
I was just going to say that's the replacement selling part too.
No, that's the growing too. Okay. That's listing 50 a day.
Okay.
So we still got the remotes coming in, and I have, wholesale plush I can get my hands on. But I really like getting these jeans for 99 cents. So I try to find 100, 150 a week.
Yeah, I really love the auction. So I was telling you before we got off air, I bought some tobacco pipes. It was like 18 of them with a cigar with a pipe holder. Mm-hmm. And I sold them this morning for $225. After fees and the cost of the good, I put $154 in my pocket. And we spent I spent a little over $400 at that auction.
Nice.
So I got, I got like a
I
little,
still have my Christmas stuff up.
and then I still got a lot of more stuff from that haul to But yeah, we were doing that. I was finding that I was going to flea markets and auctions and stuff was posted in my garage and I couldn't move. And every time we open the garage, I get upset.
I'm waiting for the day I'm so comfortable when I'm on a live with you or Robert, I let the F-bomb slide.
So I actually wrote on a piece of paper upstairs that I will not go to an auction until everything in the house is listed. And actually, when I want to go to an auction, I run upstairs, read it, and I'm good for about 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, but remember that it could get wintered here, and you might not be able to get outsourcing. And remember to shut down, keep some stuff.
That's true.
I would never, ever, ever, ever recommend to anyone ever again to have that. I'm listing everything before I source. You need to have inventory on hand because we had an overwhelming amount of inventory in 19 and we made that goal and we got everything listed. And a week later, shutdown happened. We got really creative with how to find inventory and we started getting a lot of wholesale connections. So that was a plus. But I mean, what if you have 2 or 3 weeks in a row where the roads are icy or snowy, Bill?
No, I get it. I totally get it.
You should keep some on hand.
No, I get it. Oh, trust me, I got a storage unit and I just emptied my trailer. It was funny. I was going to flea market and some of the stuff that was in flea market, I was lucky to get like $8 to $10 for it. I put some of the stuff up online and here's an example. This guy here.
He's so cute.
Yeah. Well, I had him at flea market. Nobody would buy him for $10. I sold him this morning on Etsy for $43.99.
Well, that's because, see, that's what people that sell at these flea markets and these garage sales need to understand. The ones that put the eBay signs up, y'all can kiss my ass because, listen, you are selling to this neighborhood.
Yep.
That's us.
That's what Scott was.
If you want eBay prices, you need to go use eBay and pay their fees and get your stuff in front of the world.
Yes. Scott told me the same thing this morning when I
You
sent
cannot expect those kind of prices from just Pittsburgh people.
Yes. So I got a whole bunch of, trust me, I got plenty of backup. Plenty of backup. We got a storage unit full of crap. Money, dollars. I shouldn't say crap. It's dollars.
Yeah, it's not even death piles. It's
Dave calls it
inventory. It's stock. It's stock.
We call future income pile.
I just caught my squirrel pile. I'm hoarding it like a squirrel. All right, we are past 5 o'clock, so we're gonna let all these folks go so they can go have fun. Y'all, if you're gonna work this weekend, please balance it out. I try to remind everyone this every Friday. Fridays are the end of the week. Take some time for yourself. I don't care if you read a book, watch a football game, sit in silence and stare at the wall. Just do something that's not working.
Real quick, you wanted me to end on a positive. Be grateful for everything you have in your life. Even if it's a bad day, find something that you're grateful for. I'm sure there's something that you're grateful on a day. And don't hesitate to stop and say hello or hold a door or say thank you to somebody because you just never know that that person could be having a bad day. And by you saying, have a nice day or, it's a beautiful day or whatever, you could put a smile on their face and just change their whole day like that.
Yep. Kindness is free.
It is. And I'm telling you, and I know we got to get off the air, but just wanted to end real quick. I've started this positive saying and I've turned it into reels. And I just look back at my Facebook. For the last 2 years, I have done nothing but positive posts in my feed and maybe once in a while a picture on a trip or two. But for 2 years, and I've noticed that my followers are doing it on their platform. So it does. Kindness.
I think that you started doing it
about 2 years ago.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which one of us started doing it first. I don't remember.
I think you did, and then I picked up on it.
I can't remember, to be honest with you. It was just like, hey, this is a good idea. Let's just do it and be happy people. But mine aren't as sad. Like and then I don't mean this in a bad way. Yours are a little more sappy and emotional.
Right.
That's just not who I am. So sometimes mine will get sarcastic or real, like the tough love. But I do try to start each day with something positive on Instagram, but Bill does as well. He does reels of them.
I just started doing reels. Yeah.
I put his Instagram, him and David, down there. Follow them. Bill, Cheryl says give Dave a hug.
I will. I want to see you in North Carolina.
Remember, actually, she's coming to Pittsburgh in the spring.
Oh, is she?
So you should come out too.
Absolutely.
We can have a party.
Far away.
We could have a party.
You
All right. Guys, go do something wonderful for yourself, your family, your friends, and your pets this weekend. Kindness is free. Smell some flowers. It's winter. Smell some flowers. And Bill, thanks for joining us, you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank Bill. Thank him by following him on Instagram.
Yes.
And I thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this later and you didn't catch the live show, I really appreciate you watching the replay as well. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Happy New Year. It's the first weekend of the new year. Love you guys. Bye.